Hey, sports fans, welcome to another edition of Beyond the Sidelines, where we bring the athlete to you. Today's guest is Rashad Flanders from Mayville State. And with us is Kerry Gibbs, BSN correspondent, leading off the interview. Gibbs, what do you got for us?
I'll tell you what, boss. We have a really rising star in the NAIA ranks at the defensive back position. We have, like you said, we have Rashad Flanders, sophomore corner from Mayville State, NAIA, as I said. He was named a third-team preseason All-American by us, BSN, last year. You know, he was a monster. Every single time he touched the ball on defense, he scored. 4 interceptions, one has been returned for touchdowns. He returned 2 fumbles for a touchdown. Broke up 3 passes. I mean, he was an absolute weapon last season. Now, as I mentioned, Rashad, you were dynamic last year on the defensive side of the ball. And, talk about what adjustments you made when you recovered a fumble, when you got an interception, that allowed you to score.
Well, the first thing I did was, me and my teammates, we all had a bond. So, whenever I touched the ball, it's like I had to score. Because our offense, we had a good offense, but at the same time, our offense, didn't really I wouldn't say they didn't get the job done on offense. We had a good offense, like I just said, but at the same time, we couldn't really count on them to score every time they touched the ball. So whenever the defensive side touched the ball, we had a mindset we had to score every time we touched the ball.
Well, I mean, when your offense doesn't produce like you want it to, like you said, you got to take it in your own hands, and you certainly did that last season. Now, you were also a kick returner last year. Talk about your role as a kick returner and how you might improve this year at that position.
Well, last year was my first time returning kicks. I never really did it. I always was interested in it, but since this was my first year, what I did wrong was I didn't really follow my blocks. I tried to use my speed, which I just realized that speed isn't everything. You may have a speed, but it's not everything. So next season, I feel as though we can have a breakthrough year on special teams because my coaches are going to try to get me a kickoff return, punt return, any special teams that I can do. And now I learned from watching film over and over. I know that I got to follow my blocks because when I did follow my blocks, positive things happen on the special teams. So I feel as though we can have we can do really good next year. So
yeah, well, and if you're as dynamic returning the ball as you were last year when you got an interception or recovered a fumble, you're going to be perfect for that position. I look for you to do great things there. Now,
I look for that too. So hopefully, good things next year.
Yeah, well, and we talked about you being sort of a quote unquote shutdown corner last season. How will you compensate this year for teams maybe not throwing your way as much?
Well, I feel as though a lot of teams got a little lucky with getting one-on-one catches against me. What I did wrong last year was when in man-on-man coverage, that's where most of the catches came from, in man-on-man coverage. What I did wrong was instead of looking at the receiver's hips, I looked at his eyes, and I know for a corner, you aren't supposed to look in the receiver's eyes, and that can really mess you up. So during this offseason, what me and my coaches and a couple of the players have been doing was working on looking at the receiver's hips. So for the springtime, as I was looking at the hips, a lot of man coverage in practice, I've been getting a lot of interceptions and breakups. And I don't think any receiver caught a pass on me during off season since I've been looking at the hips. Mm-hmm. So I look forward to having a big season next year.
Yeah, and you talk about how you're going to improve from last season. What is the biggest lesson you learned from your freshman year that you're going to apply this year?
Well, I feel as though I'm kind of lazy when it comes to working out. When I get tired, then my body shuts down. With my coaches, Coach Sleeve, Coach Gill, they're really trying to help me. They really pushing me when I get tired because once I get tired, my body shuts down. So they're pushing me. You got to keep working hard. So and then this is only my 3rd year playing corner because I always played on the defensive line or the offensive line back home. So.
Well, that's a very odd transition to go from the line to the secondary side. You must be a heck of an athlete to be able to make that transition so smoothly.
Yeah, because my senior year of high school, since I was young, I always played on the offensive line and defensive line of the ball, but I was always one of the fastest guys on my team. So my senior year, I decided, I know I'm not going to go to college playing on defensive line because I'm kind of small. I was like 5'9", about 180. But once I moved to corner my senior year of high school, I got 5'11 and a half, about 185 pounds. I did good my senior year, and I just came here, and big things happened for me. So I look forward to more things happening. So
Rashad, being as young as you are, do you feel like you have going up against these older and more veteran receivers? Do you kind of have that whole idea of I've got nothing to lose here? I'm going to go right after them and just eat them for lunch. How does the youth on the field? I mean, you seem pretty confident. You seem like you've really gotten your head on here to defend against these guys. But when you see these guys on film and these guys have been playing for 3 or 4 years, I mean, what is your frame of mind on the field?
Well, I know that we study film and we look at teams like, oh yeah, we gotta attack this guy. We can't let this guy have a big game. And I know the other opponents, they look at us the same way. Oh, we got to stop this guy. We know his weaknesses. So, I just laugh. I laugh because I know I'm only 19 years old. And I feel as though just because you're older than me don't mean you're better than me. I feel I'm better than the next guy. So, whenever I step on the field, I talk a little trash to them, get in their head, So, I love the game of football. I have fun.
Well, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Now,
Absolutely.
I was looking at your guys' schedule. Last year you had 3 teams that you played twice on your schedule. How do you feel about that type of scheduling?
Well, I feel as though it's all right, but it's not my cup of tea. But we don't have that many teams in our division, so what else can we really do? Basically, it's like that. It's going to be like that again this year, except we don't have Dickinson anymore. We just have Jamestown and Valley. So, I guess we gotta stick it to them the first time we play them. We hit them hard the first time we play them. They'll look at us differently because I know a lot of teams looking at us different because we haven't always been a good team. The past couple of years, we haven't won that many games. We haven't had a winning season in 20 years. Mm-hmm. And since we came a long way to winning 5 games this year, which I feel as though it's not good at all. Because where I'm from in high school, we always had a winning season. We probably win at least 9. We always go 9-2 or 10-1. I'm not used to losing. So when we play these teams and start losing, that really gets in my head, and I get really emotional. So I feel as though when we played them the first time, hit them with a punch the first time because I feel as though we can't be beaten this year. We have new receivers. Our whole team is coming back. We just got a plus on the offensive side. We got a quarterback that can throw the ball. We got new receiver. We got actually one of my friend guys from high school named Dentrell Horn, play receiver. I think he's going to change the offense in a big way. The offense is going to be a big factor. Now that they're going to be able to score, defense can come out, score on defense. Special teams, we can score on special teams. I think we're going to be very dynamic this year. I don't see us losing the game.
Wow. Well, that's a bold statement. You heard it here first, folks. Mayville State undefeated this year. And you guys have all the tools to do it. You're a young team. And like you said, you got a great offense coming back. So I really believe in you guys. Now, you mentioned Dickinson State. You don't play them this year.
No.
But you played them twice last year. The first time, you guys got spanked 47-14. 2 weeks later, you guys beat them 15-14. Talk about that turnaround and how you guys managed to to beat them the second time.
Well, we came in. I felt as though we weren't prepared. We came out lazy, slacking. I can't really say that. We came out with a bang. We scored first play of the game on a flea flicker, and they were just looking at us different. Okay, this is not the same, so we got to step our game up. So they came out, and I don't know what happened. Everything just turned around. They just put a spanking on us. And then after that game, we just said, next time we play them, we can't lose to them. So a few weeks later, an article came out saying, about Dickey's they're going to another division, and there's no more Mayville States, and there's no more Mayville States where they're going. So when we saw that that really put in our heads like, okay, that's a sign of disrespect. You're not just going to talk about us like that.
Yeah.
And then what our coach did was he hung articles all around the locker room, and every day we come out the locker room, we'll see that article sitting right on the door. So that pushed us. We work hard. The next time we played them, we worked hard that week, and we just came out victorious. Like that same game. I got an interception that game too.
Yeah, you did. And, I mean, that's just amazing. That was just really odd to me. You lose by 4 or 5 touchdowns, and you go out and beat them. 2 weeks later. That's fantastic coaching right there. It's fantastic coaching.
It's a great wake-up call, great way to come back, and that's what you got to do. You got to motivate the players. Obviously, you guys got the message. It sounds like the coaches should be hanging up articles before every game this year.
Yeah, I think so. Like, but Sleeve, he's a great coach. He pushes me all the time because he knows that I'm young. He knows that I got a lazy side of me. But Coach Sleeve, like, he really pushes me to do what I got to do because he say, you get your work done now, you can chill in alone, like, because he wants us to succeed, and he's the kind of coach that he wants all of his players to graduate, and he wants to have a bond with his players. So I really thank Coach Sleeve.
That's awesome.
Well, he obviously sees the, and you're young enough that the right coach. I mean, as they say, if the coach isn't yelling at you, if he's not on top of you, then he's not paying attention to you because it doesn't matter. But obviously, the coach sees something, and you're young. You've got a chance. I mean, we haven't had the chance to really interact with too many young players, so you're going to be a guy that's going to be fun to follow for the next couple of years. You get to see the development in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our team's going to go a long way because we're going to have our year and next year, and hopefully the following season after that. And I feel as though the defensive back have a strong bond because all of us are young. We always hang out. We get along with each other. And then our Coach Gill, he's at least, I think he's 25 years old, and he's young too. So he knows the type of things that we want to do in practice. Like he stay on us like he's a strict coach. Like he's strict when he want to be, but at the same time he cool and laid back. He have fun with us. Like he interact with the drill. Like if we drop the ball in practice, we have to do push-ups. With Coach Gill, if he drop the ball, he do more push-ups. Like I got to do more push-ups. Okay, so we all clown, have fun, we joke around in practice. He runs drills with us, run around. We all make jokes. We have fun, and I'll probably say that's one of my favorite coaches, Coach Gill. And I thank Coach Gill because he was the one that recruited me.
Well, you're right. I mean, looking at the roster, you've only got 6 seniors on this team right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got a very young team, and this is something that, by the time you're, a junior or senior, you're going to have a seasoned team that, I mean, you're talking about contending, so you keep that attitude up. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And, something also works in your guys' favor next year. You guys have 6 straight home games in the middle of the season. Every single home game you guys play is right in the middle.
I kind of love that, but at the same time, I want to travel.
Yeah.
I like to travel further than just far North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. I want to travel far. Yeah. If I can actually get a game back home in Miami, Florida, I would love that. My family, friends can be there to see me play. So.
Hey, you never know. You never know. But, as we mentioned earlier, you were named a BSN All-American. Talk about what that award means to you.
Can you
Kerry, say that one more time.
Yeah, you were named a BSN All-American by us in the preseason. What does that award mean to you?
I feel as though that's a big step because when I first came up here, I had a mindset that I was going to come up here and be a starter. I don't want to sit the bench. And, that's what I did. And I also told myself, before every game, I think about my mom because she's raising 3 kids on her own. And I was like, I got to make it for my mom. Like, I got to do this. Like, this got to be a big game. I want to make a name for myself. Before I came up here, my mom told me, she said, don't go up there joking around, go up there and make a name for yourself. You want everybody to know who Rashad Flanders is. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So before every game, I think about my mom, think about what she said, think about what my coaches say, always having my headphones, just thinking, listening to music. And then when I come out, I just play the game, have fun, and then I just do what I got to do.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, it's
Then
gonna be.
this award is really big to me because I feel as though I'm making a name for myself. I'm doing the things that my mom telling me to do. Like that's a big honor. But another like what I want to do is instead of being the preseason All American, I want to be a postseason All American. I feel as though I can achieve that if I work harder than I am now. So
Oh, and there's no doubt, Jimmy. This guy is going to be an exciting player to watch this year. I mean, he's probably one of the more dynamic players we have in the NAIA division, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play.
Well, you know what, Rashad, talk about if, as we close this out, and you talk about, your mom and everything you're doing this for, just give us a little insight. How did you end up at Mayville State? Why did you choose Mayville State?
well, not to sound rude or anything, but when I came out of high school, my coach, he wasn't like really big on like actually I knew the guy since I was young, and I told myself I wanted to play for him because my stepdad was also a coach, but he wasn't my coach at the time. And him and the whole coach were very cool, and I was like, okay, most likely they all know each other. They've been together they've been together with each other so long, and I feel as though like he can help me get to college, help me get to a big school. So my senior year, I thought he can help me and the rest of the guys who was up here with me get into a big D1 school, but he didn't help us at all. And when I say he didn't help us at all, me, our starting running back Jarrell Jenkins, my friend Sean Collier, John Lamore, Neville Robinson, and Dantra Home, who just came up here from Concordia College in Alabama, we all had to get ourselves into school. So we found a school in Ohio. I actually had a school in Alabama looking at me, but and then Coach Gill, he's from Texas, so he wanted to change the program. So he was like, let me go find some, instead of always recruiting from North Dakota and Alaska, let me go down and recruit back home like Texas, California, and Miami.
Makes
so
sense.
He found us. He found one of us, and then one of my friends told my next friend told about the next friend, and then it just got back to me. So the coach called me. We was all talking for a long time, and ever since then, me and Coach Gill, we stayed in contact every day. He asked me, am I working out? Like, we was working out, me and Jarrell worked out every day, and then we just got up here, and then, like, everything just, like, started falling into place. Like, when I came up here, I was actually the fourth string corner. But then after the second or first day of full pads, Coach Lee, he pulled us all in a meeting and just said, I'm going to make a change to the DB crew. And he just threw me at the number one spot.
Wow.
He was like, you've been doing
awesome.
good. He told me you've been doing good in practice, making plays in practice. So we're trusting in you to put you in the number one spot. And this school, that's not the type of school that's, if you're a young guy, you're going to sit the bench, we're going to start the seniors and juniors. No, they're going to put talent on the field, and that's what they're going to do.
Best players play. Well, I tell you, if there's a lesson and a moral here to all the young athletes out there, don't get comfortable, don't get complacent. Obviously, some great things happen because Rashad put his mind to it. With the help of friends and family, he was able to end up and continue his career at Mayville State. But it's all about being able to push yourself. And I'm going to tell you, Rashad, this has been fantastic, and it's been great insight. And as I said earlier, being a young athlete, this is going to be a lot of fun to track and to watch and to just to follow your BSN profile, because I think you've got a great future ahead of you. And best of luck to you this season.
Thank you. And another reason I kind of decided to come to Mayville, North Dakota, was because I've been in Miami my whole life, and I want to go different places, see what it's like. And North Dakota is far away from home. I want to be as far away from home as possible because I'm tired of being in Miami. I see the same things every day. I know my mom and my family's back home, but I know my dad's missing me. Because my dad, I haven't seen my dad in probably last time I saw my dad was before I came to college. Because my dad's in prison right now, and my dad's been in prison since I was 8 years old. So it's my mom's who's all I've been around, and she's coming up here for my first home game, which is the Farmers Bowl. So her and a couple of the family, they're going to drive up here from Miami. They're going to stay in Grand Forks, come watch me play some football. So that game, I gotta show out. I gotta clown.
Yeah.
Got to ball out. Oh, make sure you take pictures, share that, with us on the profile so we can display that. But no, that's awesome, Rashad. That is some awesome news, and I tell you, Kerry, I mean, these stories just keep unfolding themselves. Just the more we learn about our members, and the more we can learn about what these fantastic athletes are doing, it's makes for a fun show.
Yeah, it's really great to hear the journey from these players. And Rashad, we want to thank you for coming on today. You've been a great guest, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Rashad.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a nice day.